guys, this is Pedram Raufi and you're watching the markets review of the week. We are going to check the situation on the stock market, on the Forex pairs, and we are going to check the price action of some main cryptocurrency pairs. And first of all, we're going to go through the news background, so we are going to see what kind of predictions from different analysts from different banks we have and we are waiting for. So maybe there would be some predictions about some assets of stock market or energy market, or maybe even the commodity market as well. We're going to check all this information and then start to analyze the technical charts of different main popular assets. As you have already seen, maybe the stock market have been recovered as we predicted from previous time. Stock market was around 4,000. S&P 500 index of United States stock market was around 4,000. We said that there is a potential of downward movement till 3,800, but we had the retest of 3,850 actually, and then stock market have been recovered. As we said, there was some potential of downward speculation, which have already fulfilled, and there is a same situation actually with all of them, with all of the United States stock market indexes, like industrial index of Dow Jones, as well, have been retested psychological level of 30. It was actually the target level of 32,000. After the retest of which we told that maybe prices are going to reverse, there was a little bit more than the retest of 32,000. So we had the breakthrough of 32,000, and now prices are above 32,000, which is a really great news. And Nasdaq prices as well, the high-tech main index of United States stock market, have been rebounded and recovered. Now it's about 12,500, which is actually above the target level of 12,000, about the retest of which we have talking in previous meeting. And that situation which we have, and that's actually kind of due to the predictions happened. Actually, we told that there would be some reverse on the markets, there would be some upward reverse and downward reverse of dollar prices, which actually happened. What next we can actually say about stock markets? There is some suspicion about Chinese stock market in the near future, because Goldman Sachs just some days ago, I think, cut its China GDP, the gross domestic product, forecast to 4%, which is lower than the GDP levels of China during the trade war even. And that won't be a really, already it won't be a really high risk for stock market, because as we know, the production and the power of production and the industrial power of China have been actually decreased after the pandemic, and it's now a lot isolated from around the world impacts and geopolitical impacts, even economical impacts. So I don't think that this is such a bad news, but if, for example, before a new COVID spreading, for example, cases, we had the prediction of China's GDP rising to 5 or 4 and 5, 4.5%. So now we have the prediction of China's GDP rising to 4%, which is not better than before, and the only reason is latest spread of the COVID cases, infection cases in China, as we know, in Northern Korea some days ago, was having released different type of news about the COVID virus spreading around Northern Korea as well. Mm, so the main reason why now they are actually, we actually told you about this factor from 1 month ago. There's a really high prices on oil nowadays, on the energy resources nowadays around the world, and China is the main importer of oil resources. And as we know, all of these negative um, factors negative economical factors won't actually impact on China's economy in a long term or in midterm. Already, this factor is kind of deleted because China is mostly nowadays, China's economy mostly nowadays is rising by the help of governmental decisions and central bank decisions. So we cannot actually think even about the more, for example, um, or sharper downward movement in Chinese indexes mostly. Maybe we can think about this and even predict that Russian indexes could actually fall more than they have rise in previous days. That's really logical because sanctions are not going to be approved or even erased. So the only reason why actually I wanted to take our attention to this news was that there is a really high suspicion that China won't give oil prices to rise further because it was a 2 month, two previous months from the 2 previous months of 1 month and a half. There was some analysis releasing from Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan, if I'm not making a mistake, that they told the price of oil and energy resources are going to rise. For example, WTI is going to rise to 180 or even 250, but the situation which we have now with oil prices is straightly related to the China's lockdowns and statistic which is now having released by the government, which haven't released by the government during the first days of pandemic, the first months of pandemic. For example, if you remember, the first wave, second wave, third wave, no difference. It was a really conservative um, relation, a conservative government of China was really conservative to even publish any kind of news or statistics about higher infection cases which are spreading. So why they do it, we know OPEC is not interested in oil prices. Uh, Downward movement or even OPEC Plus mostly is not interested in oil prices decreasing. So they're still on the China, which could help markets to get a little bit stabilized by dumping the oil prices. And because we start from this news, I'm sorry that I'm coughing too much. We're going to go through the starts from WTI prices, which have been moving during past 2 months inside a corridor, inside a channel, which starts from 9500 to 111, 115, 120. So there is a channel here, 9500 to 150 and 20. And inside the channel we are moving, we continue to move during past 2 weeks. Now what could happen in nearest days, we are already getting near to local maximums, to local resistance, and there is potential bullish speculation only because today's economic calendar is telling us that there would be some releases from the United States, American companies' oil inventories, which is going to be more lower than it was previous time. So about two, about 4 times less than previous time, even 5 times less than previous time. which could mean that there is a high deficit again on oil market, which is really logical, but it could make oil prices to rise a little bit, and it would be a real speculative upward movement, after which actual prices are going to consolidate again and just get into downward movement inside this channel. But for now, there is some suspicion because of the accumulation of energy here. There is some suspicion about the next upward impulsive movement of prices and the retest of 115, 118. So 115 and 120. These levels could get retested, but next we are mostly going to have some stop in upward movement, some stop in upward trend, which could mean that prices are going to just consolidate further. So there was the main uh, news of today, I think, and there's actually a bunch of news about retail inflation, which is getting higher and higher, but British Bank is not going to tighten monetary policy in the way that we know how, for example, uh, Federal Reserve System of the United States do it, or even European Central Bank. So mostly, we can actually say that British Bank, even if it's hiked the interest rates or tightened the monetary policy, the Minister of Finances is going, Mr. Sunak is going to release some stimuluses anyway. So in this case, pound prices um, won't really be in any kind of upward trend. They could actually consolidate. We can actually check all of these assets as well before we just check the situation on the economic calendar. So what kind of releases we are going to have during this week? We're going to check this information, and then we're going to get through the price action checking of different main forex pairs and cryptocurrency assets as well at the end of the program. So stay with us. For tomorrow, we have initial jobless claims, which are getting lower, a really moderate trend. Job market still be in power. So Federal Reserve System is not going to tell anything about any kind of halting or stopping in the monetary policy tightening. They are going to tell about the monetary policy tightening, but somehow previously Jerome Powell has said that again that to just help markets. That interest rate hiking is not going to be that much as we expected. We all know that it's not going to be that much because there is no reason for it. And actually, in the case of um, weaker job market, there would be less probability for interest rates to get higher. Philadelphia Federal Reserve Manufacturing Index, Federal Manufacturing Index, which is getting lower. Unfortunately, United States releases mostly for this week are not really good. Existing home sales, which are falling, not a really great, release. And for Friday, retail sales from the United States, less deficit would be good for dollar prices. So now let's start the analysis of forex pairs by the price checking of DXY, United States Dollar Index. And from previous time, as we told you, there was some suspicion about dollar that it could start to reverse. Previous time we talked to you, dollar prices had been already make the sharp upward movement, and this is what we have next. So, would dollar prices continue to fall for today? I think it would be logical because oil prices are going to rise during today's American sessions, and I think that 102 is a last target, local. Mm, Not resistant, but support, which could get retested. Then after the retest of this level, we're going to have the reversal. So let's see what's going on with euro. and pound as well. Situation showing us that we have accumulation of energy after the impulsive retest of a local maximum. There would be some chances of bullish speculation to 1.06, 1.07, but mostly we're going to look down and go and fall further. GBP USD. And as well, here we have some probability of next upward movement, next speculative upward movement to 1.26, 1.25. But after the test of this zone is where this range we're going to reverse again. Australian dollar to United States dollar is showing us that prices are accumulating their energy. Here we have some pushing of the volatility to the mirror level of 0.70, which is a really important level, which is a really psychological level. So there would be some speculations, upward speculation, which actually signalize about next downward movement, this next downward phase of price action movement. So won't be any. It won't be really a good sign for bulls, for buyers, if we impulsively retest 0.71, 0.72, and the New Zealand dollar, which I'm sorry, the New Zealand dollar, which have been reversed as well after the retest of local minimums, but it's not getting above any kind of local level now, just retesting the local resistance, and mostly we're going to reverse, but there would be some speculations to 0.64 to 0.6450. I don't think that it's impossible. It could be really, even that's really the probability of this kind of speculation is really high. So just a speculation to 0.6465, then you're going to reverse mainly. So there's still just commodity prices to check, and silver prices as well. We're going to check all of this. Assets, here we have some price accumulation, retest of local minimums. There was local support, which have been retested mostly 1,800, a really important level. We could retest this level again impulsively, but mainly we are going to consolidate around this level for a while, and then prices will show us where they're going to go. We could have some amplitude lowering around this level, so above this level mostly, and the retest of this level in the future could be really impulsive. So get ready for any kind of speculation while we're above 1,800. Silver prices. Silver prices have been reversed after the test of 2050. It wasn't touched actually $20. We from previous time we told that prices could actually retest $20, but we had the retest of 21, 20, 50 cents. So before we mostly get above 22.50, 23, we cannot say the prices have been already getting to upward move phase. Before we get above these levels, we're going to have some impulsive movements, upward impulsive movement, after which we're going to actually reverse and continue the downward movement. So here as well, we're just waiting for some speculative upward movements, bullish movements, and then mostly we're going to get some reversal. Assets which are defensive, assets which are related to commodities like gold and silver, as JPY and CHF $2 prices. We're going to check the prices. From previous time, we told that prices of United States dollar to Japanese yen are retesting a really important psychological level of 130, and there is some prediction that there was possibility that prices are not going to rise that much. And in the future, they're going to actually consolidate mainly. And about United States dollar to CHF, we told you as well that prices are retesting a really important psychological level there as well, like 1. And after the test of this level, we had the continuation of consolidation, first above the level, then under the level, and now we're just going to, prices are going to show us where dollar is going to rise or is going to further fall. I think that prices of this pair are going to show some up downward impulsive speculative movement to 126, 127 maybe, and then they're going to strengthen further and just rise again. So United States dollar to CHF, there was a similar situation here as well. We told you the prices are retesting a really important psychological level of 1, and next prices are actually going to strengthen above this level, then get under it, and just the volatility would be continue in a form of consolidation around this level. Then prices are going to reverse mainly, but for now we cannot say that there is no chances of further strengthening because dollar prices is in correction. Dollar prices is not falling, and stock market as well. It's in correction. It's not rising. And next we're going to check the oil price. Actually, we checked it, so let's check already natural gas. What is going on? What is going on with natural gas? China's impact of oil of gas reservoirs freeing here, and now the retest of 859, 950 are the next levels which could get retested in the near future. For correction, we have the levels 750 or maybe even 7. I don't think, but I think the 758 are the better range to activate the limit orders for buyers in the near future, to just get into 9 and 950 even after the test of them. So next comes the Bitcoin prices and Ethereum prices, about which we told you from previous time that Bitcoin is going to continue downward movement. Mostly we told you that Bitcoin is going to retest 27,000, 25,000, but we have the retest of 27,000 now. Prices are just showing us that they're correctively rising. That's a correction. Amplitude is really low. Mostly we're going to continue this downward movement. Some of analysts are telling that prices are going to go downward and even go till 20 or even $15,000. For Ethereum as well, prices are showing us that mostly we're getting really near to some price reversal moments, but there would be speculations in near future. So Ethereum prices could really get into 1,800, 1,600 even, mostly, and then prices are going to maybe get into upward phase for long term. So don't forget to check the news and check the information on the size, which we actually give you an official size, of course, as well. Don't forget to check the information, different type of news, signals, and analytics. You can find I wish that you like this video. If you have any question, you can actually comment your questions under this video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and ring the bell so you won't miss any kind of videos in the future. Till next time, have good tradings. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.